In 3 minutes, I'm going to give you 3 tips to letting out your horses and making it way easier. Tip number 1 is definitely making sure you know who to let out first. So in my barn, we have a very specific order, horse by horse by horse, because if you don't do it like that, it'll get messed up, and then you have to have 1, 2, 3 people holding back different horses so they don't sneak into stalls. If you've ever had a horse sneak into a stall after you finally let out all the other horses, you know this pain. So what you're going to do is you're going to let out the ones that aren't really food aggressive and aren't really pocket ponies out first. Then you're going to let out the pocket ponies. Then you're going to let out the food aggressive ones. That is the order we go here. So yeah, now let's move on to tip number 2. Okay, tip number 2 is all about noticing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look first at the environment. Is it raining? Is it sunny? Is it windy? What's going on there? So if it's raining, then you might need to let your horses stay in the stall a bit longer so that they can dry out their feet or they can just not get wet. And some horses prefer to go out in the rain when it's raining, some horses don't. So make sure you're noticing what's happening there so you know better for next time. Secondly, you want to notice which horses' habits affect you letting them out. So for example, our horse Atlas does not like being led out with just a lead rope around their neck. He needs a halter and a lead, and if he doesn't have that, he doesn't leave. He'll wiggle his head out until we go and get him a halter. So we know to always have a halter when we go to let him out. So yeah, just make sure you're noticing what's happening so that you can prepare and it will go much faster. Finally, tip number 3 is all about training. So if your horse has trouble, let's say dropping their head down while you're trying to lead them out, then it's time to train. Train them to lift their head up. You can do this by pulling on their head, clicking whenever it's up, and just continuing doing that over and over again. You can do this with a target, making them target throughout the run. You can also do this by putting a halter and lead rope on them. It's a temporary fix, though, for whenever you don't have time to do a halter and lead rope, and they might be strong enough to be able to pull you down. So all of these things are different solutions for them dropping their head. This is a problem Loki has here. After you notice what their problems are, train them out. That's all you got to do to make really well working horses. That's all for today. Hope to see y'all next time.